Alright guys, so as I said in another video, we're tearing the International apart. We spent all that time building a wrecker, and a gentleman out in Idaho needed a service truck that was 4-wheel drive and had a decent sized crane on it, some toolboxes and all that stuff, so we're going to build it for him. So I went up to Washington this last weekend and I bought a crane off a M1089 wrecker, Stuart Stevenson. It's rated at 11,000 pounds. It'll go in circles. It's kind of like a knuckle boom style, and it extends. So here she is. It has the outriggers on it. So we're going to try to lighten it up as much as we can. It will not have the electronic controls, just hydraulics. I'll have to get a civilian style control handles for it, but not a big deal. We're going to sandblast this thing, replace the hoses, and yeah, we've got some work ahead of us. So I'm gonna get it put away and put back into position so I can start tearing the wrecker apart. So stand by. Alright guys, so we're back up here at the shop. I went ahead and undid all the lights, got them unplugged and tied up and put in a box so we can store that. And we're getting ready to unbolt the light bar and the headache rack. So we'll get that unbolted and lift it off, and let's keep going. Alright guys, we got the headache rack off. It's on the ground. We got the boom up so we can start taking the winch off. And as you can see, the wheel lift does hit the ground. So I guess I was correct in all my measurements. So, alright guys, so we're getting ready to take the winch off. I got my son up in the crane, help me out. So we're gonna take it all off and set it on pallets. Alright guys, so we've gotten quite a bit off the truck, so it's looking a little naked back here. I got the dollies and their brackets removed, all the tools and yankum ropes out of the trucks and put into storage bins. Now we're working on the hydraulics for the underlift. So I've got most of the bolts undone in there. I just got a couple left holding it. And so we're going to take apart the hydraulic lines, cap them and mark them, so it's a lot easier for whoever buys this thing. And I got a little cap kit so we can plug off the lines so it's not leaking hydraulic fluid everywhere. So we'll get these two back lines over here, right about there. We'll get those undone. Those just do the extend here on the boom to make it longer. So we'll undo those, get those lines pulled out of the way, and then we'll raise the underlift back up so it's all folded back up into position, and then we'll take the rest of the hydraulic lines off. All of these cylinders have block-off valves, so if you lose a hydraulic line or lose pressure, the cylinder doesn't let loose and come down. So once we get it up in the air, take the hydraulic lines off, in theory this should not come back down. So we'll get working on that. Well, fun times. So here's the hydraulic lines we'll take off. Everybody can see what the heck I'm doing here. So I put a bucket in the way. That was a little pressure. Not too bad. So get that cap on. Get this cap on. Tighten them up. I don't have any leaks. Helps if I use the right size. Okay, those are on. I'll mark here. Driver's side. I ran around town trying to find the little tags with the metal wire on them, but nobody in town knew what the heck I was talking about. So I'll go find some in town tomorrow. Today is Sunday. This will last for a little bit. Okay, so those are done. Alright, now we'll work on the top side. I'll turn the truck on and raise this up and get it locked up into position, and then we'll start taking these lines off that are right here and over here, and then there's two more up top right over on this cylinder and here. So the cylinder, but they're up top, so I have a good access point up top to get those out. Alright, so we got the boom up. And now we gotta do these guys. See if I can sit down here. There we go. Of course. So if anyone is hearing a cat in the background, that's our poor cat. It got sprayed by a skunk a while back, and I accidentally let it in the house, and it ran up to our daughter's room and laid on her bed, and yeah, that was fun. More fun for Mama having to clean everything. So I had to put the cat back outside. It's been outside for, I don't know, 3 weeks or so. Pretty pissed off not being able to come in the house. So My wife is giving the cat a treatment to get the smell out of the cat so we can let the cat back inside. Because it's starting to get down to freezing temperatures at night. And we don't want the cat to get into the skunk again. Fun times. Alright, so this cylinder does the lower and raising of the boom. So we're going to mark these 2 lines. So when I do this, I'll make sure my legs and my feet are out of the way, and my body, just in case. You just never know. That thing's a little heavy, and I don't feel like it dropping on me, just in case. You never know when stuff decides to fail. So all you can do is try to be as safe as you can when you're doing stuff. Bucket. So this is bleeding off some of the pressure. So these little kits, hydraulic plug kits, you know, if you're dealing with hydraulics or wreckers or tractors or any of that stuff, it's always a good idea to have a selection of these little plug kits. You know, they make different sizes. You know, this is what I got here, assortment. And I've got the other style with the O-rings in them. You just never know when you're going to need them. So, especially if you blow out a hydraulic line on a job, and you got to lift your cylinders, and then you got to tie them up so they're out of the way. But it's always good to have this type of stuff with you. Makes life easier and not as messy sometimes. It's no fun having to drive home and you're just dumping hydraulic fluid everywhere. And here's our poor cat. He's pissed. Yeah, this was no fun when I first put the truck together. None of the lines were marked, and Some of it was my fault. I couldn't find a diagram. So there was a lot of plug and play trying to get everything working. But then I was able to go to zips.com where they sell a lot of wrecker stuff. And they have complete diagrams of every wrecker bed you could think of. And the hydraulic schematics, wiring schematics, everything you need. And I was able to take care of it. Made it way easier. Alright guys, so we got the tractor underneath it, we got it blocked up, and so now I got to remove the last 4 bolts in there. Yeah, there's probably a lot of cussing trying to get some of them bolts out because it's not a fun ordeal. So we'll video some of it. I might have to edit a lot. There may be some foul language. So this is quite the process to get this out. So I'm using a 1-inch drive breaker bar and reach it up and these nuts that are there. It's no fun. Especially when you can't see what you're doing. I did make these little fancy shorty guys. I had some crow's feet, and so I had some little flat bar, and I just made my own little wrenches. So I didn't have to cut my big wrenches apart. I hate having to do that. Because then usually I have to go back and buy another wrench. Oh, I see the problem. One of the gussets are in the way. Okay. Alright, we're almost done. Got the last one. Definitely don't stick my hands down there. Alright. Well, let's try to get this off of here. See how fun this is going to be. wasn't so bad. So we're gonna try to pick it up and get it moved down with the rest of the parts. Take my spacers off. Tack welt broke here, but that's alright. No problem. We're out of there. Sweet. Truck's starting to look a little naked. Alright guys, so we've got the truck unbolted, the wrecker bed unbolted from the truck, so we're getting ready to lift it. And then I cut out some logs this morning to shove underneath it so it'll sit on it while I can do some painting and some last minute stuff. So here we go. As we got it off, it wasn't too big of a problem. So we'll get all the chains unhooked, and then actually I'll probably leave them on there. I'm gonna paint. I got paint for the underneath, but we're gonna pressure wash everything, get it all nice and clean. Yeah, we'll clean it up. We'll paint it underneath. I'll just lift it up in the air for that, so it's a lot easier on me. Then my buddy Brian will come over, and then we'll shoot the white paint on the box and the boom. Get it all done and taken care of. But I think that's gonna do it for this one. Next is starting to rebuild that again into a service truck with the other crane. Toolboxes are on the way. Then we just got to go get some metal and start fabbing some stuff up. So we'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, guys. Catch you next time.